Francine had that morning come across Nancy Brophy's essay, How to Murder Your Husband. If anybody looked into her internet history, there it would be. First mistake. In some ways, it was an interesting idea. Life without Justin would certainly be less stressful. She wouldn't have to wonder what mood he was going to wake up in. She wouldn't have to cook dinner and hope it met with his approval. She could just eat something simple with Danny, feed Tommy, and then go to sleep with the kids. At the thought of all those extra hours in bed, a wave of longing came over her. The insurance would pay off the mortgage and probably give her some sort of payout, and when Tommy was a bit bigger, she could start taking in more work again. It was definitely something to consider. Well, so much for that. Life was not quite like that. If something was to happen to Justin, she'd probably find she was devastated. She would think of all the good things, not the bad ones. And, of course, the ultimate crime hadn't turned out too well for Nancy. They were getting near the school now. Danny liked to stand on the back of the buggy, which made it heavy to push up the hill, but Francine always walked, unless it was raining. It was important to get your exercise when you could, and she didn't want the kids to grow up expecting to be driven everywhere. She knew she wasn't a successful schoolgate mum. There were a number of groups, and she didn't seem to belong to any of them. It was a skill set she'd never mastered, standing around, lots of news to exchange, gossiping about other people, or whatever it was that went on. The only people likely to talk to her were Brenda, who was actually a grandmother, and Marion, who was a grown-up rock chick and also avoided the cliquey groups. Right now, Francine couldn't see either of them, so she just waited for the bell to ring so that she could beat a retreat. And now they've got this birthday party tonight. Why did Justin insist on having a party? Is 40 really such a big deal? Should she be buying him a present? Probably. Maybe she should. Perhaps if she made a bit more effort, he would be a bit different too. Perhaps they could salvage things for the sake of the boys. After all, he hadn't seemed like that when she first met him. There were none of these moody silencers. It's probably all her fault. He just doesn't seem to like her anymore. Maybe she's no longer likable. What she really needs to do is get back to work, but she's not ready to leave Tommy yet. It's not good to be financially dependent on a man she's not sure she still wants. Justin sat in his office, scrolling through the market reports. Returns were a bit low at the moment. Could he make that point to his clients? They were as capable of looking at Bloomberg as he was. They'd be expecting a hit to the bottom line. It would give him a bit of breathing room. Cargill's secretary walked past and he smiled at her. She didn't smile back. Was that significant? Justin knew he was still good-looking, or he hoped he was. Good, muscular body, brown eyes, blondish hair that flopped winningly across his eyes. Most women appreciated it when he smiled at them. He'd never had any trouble in that department.